Hello and welcome to my channel. Why am I saying that? This is a Patreon now, right? So I can be real loose with how this goes every week. Luckily, I won't be running ads on these videos at all. I probably won't even do my normal intro or anything like that for this video. This is strictly going to be a wrap-up video, give you guys some lifestyle stuff, and it's the first video of the new Patreon weekly wrap-up videos, so this is going to be kind of interesting. I'm going to really appreciate you guys for giving me some input using that feedback form, which is always going to be down in the description box. All of the information that I normally put into my weekend videos or my weekly videos will be located here for you guys. If for some reason somehow someone gets this link from YouTube, then they won't have that information. They won't know what the timestamps are or anything like that. It's just going to be here for you guys. There will be some standard stuff that stays in there because I still am putting out, YouTube videos over on the free site on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but this is an exclusive for you guys here on Patreon. So this week was crazy, guys. Like, seriously crazy. I don't even, I'm sure I lost a whole bunch of subscribers, and just people are crazy, and I'm including myself. When I say people, I'm not excluding myself. I have my crazy moments, but wow, to follow a singular individual is, I'm just speechless. I'm thoroughly speechless, guys. Like, really. I mean, I've actually had to question some of my own relationships in my life, and I'm just like, I'm looking at these people that I've had as friends for 15, 20, 25 years, and I am legit side-eyeing them because I'm like, really? Really, you're following a singular individual instead of following the wants and the Constitution? A singular individual versus the Constitution. Wow. And I am no history buff or anything like that. That I leave that to Dave to do all that history knowledge type thing. But wow, I mean, yeah, I'm completely speechless and baffled, and my unfollow and unfriend, side eye, mute, block finger has been out of control this week. Not even out of control, just cleaning up. So other than that, I went and had my nails redone. This is the warm color. Sorry. That's the warm color. As you can see, my tips are getting a little cooler because it is sort of cool down here, but I was holding my tea, which I have a whole bunch of now, and if you're not following me on Instagram, why not? But I'm sure you guys probably are. And you guys can see the different things that I'm doing with teas because I got a whole bunch of different companies and stuff like that. So what to expect by these weekly wrap-ups? One, like I said, there won't be that intro anymore. I'm just going to sort of jump into them. I'm probably going to have like a cup of tea. I probably will be doing these more sit-down versions of the weekly wrap-up, and there's going to be limited amount of editing that goes into these, so you guys are going to get like full out Stephanie. All the facial expressions, all the pauses, everything like that, they're going to be here. You are still going to get the regular star ratings and the timestamps in the description box and the Steam fans and everything like that. So yeah, there's all of that. So let's jump into the things that I read last week. I started the week off by reading The Initiation, which is Filthy Rich Americans #1 by Nikki Sloane. And I'm placing this into dark romance. That give this book 4.5 stars. Give it 5 Steam fans. Listen to it as an audiobook. And this is sort of a mythological, like, I had to finish reading the series to really grasp where exactly I wanted to put it in dark romance, or some of the sub themes and things like that, and definitely has a mythological feel and theme running through it, with Hades and Hera and Zeus and Medusa, things like that. So we have Royce and we have Marist. Royce is supposed to be the next heir to this like banking dynasty, and Marist is the sister to the young lady that Royce is supposed to marry. However, Marist and Royce had an encounter a year ago, and they kind of promised themselves to each other, or she promised herself to him, and this is them sort of navigating the upset of her sister not being able to marry Royce, and Marist getting thrown in to her sister's place. And it's twisted. It's crazy. It is, you know, rich folk settings, and it drugged me in, and I was here for it. It was my type of catnip. I really, really enjoyed it. Next, we have The Strikeout by Meghan Quinn, and I'm placing this into New Adult. I give it 4.5 stars. I give it 3.5 Steam fans, and read this as an ARC. It is available for you now. It's a sports romance, and we are back at Brentwood University, which is a premier college for baseball players, and yeah, we're following Harmony and Holt, and if their names sound familiar in connection with Meghan Quinn, it is because it was a short story in the Team Player volume #2 anthology, and this is their expound and flushed out story. So Holt is a baseball player. One night, while the baseball players are kind of tipsy, they go into the diner that they always frequent, and Harmony ends up interacting with Holt. And Holt is sort of this rich guy that wants to play baseball, but at the same time has this really, really big heart, and finds that Harmony's sort of snark and not wanting to, you know, deal with him, very, very intriguing. So he pursues her. And Harmony is a young lady that has worked for everything that she has wanted, and she wanted to get out of the small town that her mom and her dad were from. She was kind of sheltered when she was younger, and she worked to get into Brentwood to pay for everything all independently, and is kind of taken aback by Holt because she thinks that he has things completely handed to him. So when they interact and he does this very, very nice and sweet thing for her, you know, she takes it as him trying to buy her off, and it's not exactly that. There is a little bit of a twist that ends up happening that isn't a lot of the community's favorite, but I really enjoy it. It is my catnip, and I really enjoyed this story. Next, I finished The Obsession, which is Filthy Rich Americans #2 by Nikki Sloane, placing this into dark romance. Give it 4.5 stars. Give it 4 Steam fans. Listen to it as an audiobook. This is a continuation to the crazy, crazy ending that happened between Royce and Marist. We get a lot more of McAllister, who is Royce's father in this story, and lots of twisted, fucked up games end up happening within this one. We're still following heavily that the mythological theme of Hera and Zeus and Hades and the Minotaur and Ares, and it's so good. So good. Even more intriguing that, you know, drug me in. I think I ended up finishing this one or maybe it was the first one that I finished at like 2 a.m. and ended up wanting to read the next one. And I was just like, ugh, yes, 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 yes. All sorts of my catnip, and I was here for it. Next, I finished The Deception, which is Filthy Rich Americans #3, and the final book in the series, in the trilogy, but not the final book in the series because there is a 4th book by Nikki Sloane. Place this one in dark romance as well. Give this one 4.5 stars. Give it 4 Steam fans. Read it as an audiobook, and this is the conclusion of Royce and Maris situation that ends up happening. You have more of Alice and McAllister and all of the other characters that you were introduced to in books 1 and 2. And I was ready to throw my device when the beginning of this one happened. I thought I knew what was going to happen, and it didn't. That was not what happened. I loved how it unfolded, but that very first part of it definitely had me angered in so many ways. The next book that I finished was Snapped, which is playbook #4 by Alexa Martin. Place this into realistic contemporary because it is more on the realistic. I don't want to call it a women's fiction book because it's not women's fiction. There is a romance that happens in it. However, it's a slow burn romance. So I'm giving this one 4.25 stars. Give it 2 Steam fans. Read this, had this as an ARC, but didn't get to read it as an ARC. Listen to it as an audiobook. And this is Elliot and Quentin's story. So Elliot is a PR genius, and she's working for the football team that has been intertwined and integral in the playbook series by Alexa Martin. She is a Black author, a biracial author. And I appreciated this story. She starts it off with a author's note letting us know that even though there is a theme of NFL players kneeling within this story, this is not Colin Kaepernick's story or inspired by that. There is further inspiration for this story, and I appreciated that Alexa placed that author's note right off the bat, and that Colin's story is his story to tell. That is not what this story is, and I completely agree with that. I'm glad that I took the chance to read this one before or even after knowing that there was a portion of the story talking about kneeling within the NFL, because I do have feelings about that. But the way that Alexa Martin really fleshed out the story and her storyline for the reasons why this our player Quentin was kneeling is completely different. And in many ways, I feel that if Colin Kaepernick had taken some of the steps that our fictional character Quentin had taken, it would have been more, I think it would have been accepted more. So I really appreciated that. I liked the other aspects of the story that Alexa ended up taking with Elliot. She is a biracial character, and exploring the things that were going on with her in her life and the themes and everything like that. I just really enjoyed this book and enjoyed the message. I enjoyed the emotional ride that went along with it, and am glad that I took the chance on it. The next book that I finished was Ruined by Annabelle Anders. I'm placing this into historical romance. I give it 4.25 stars. I give it 2 Steam fans. Read this as an ARC. It is available for you guys to get right now because it came out today. It's part of the Salvation Society set #4 that comes out today. So go read them because they're amazing. So this book follows Naomi, Arthur, and Luke, and they are the ancestors of Natalie, who is Liam's wife. And Natalie ends up finding some letters in either her mother's, I think it's her mother's attic, or in some boxes or something like that. And Natalie ends up reading the diary of Naomi. And in it, it tells the story of similar storyline that Natalie and Liam ended up having to take. So Naomi ends up getting pregnant, and Arthur ends up dying in the war, and Luke is the friend that ends up kind of stepping in. So you kind of know the story. I don't think that's really a spoiler for it. There are some reasons and parallels that I really kind of enjoyed, but at the same time, it was a historical romance, so there were some things that I kind of shied away from, I guess. But yeah, there's that. So then the next book that I finished was Absolution by Leaona Luxx. Placing this one into contemporary, give it 4.25 stars, give it 2 Steam fans. Read this as an ARC. It is part of the Salvation Society and live right now for you guys to go check out. This book follows Creed and Scarlett, and their connection is that there's this little mystery that's going on, and Jackson, Mark, and Quinn are part of that mystery. And Creed is the seal that we follow right into the beginning of the book. He goes on a mission, and from the mission he's injured and he has amnesia. Scarlett is a veterinarian that lives near Creed's parents, and when his dog, his service dog, ends up getting injured, he takes his dog, which is a her, into the vet, and they feel that they have sparks for each other. And I kind of saw this twist coming, but at the same time, I didn't know the mystery that was behind it as well. I did enjoy it. The only reason that I found that it was kind of slow moving and slow burny was that if you figure out what the twist is, I felt that it kind of took a little too long for them to get where they needed to go. And then the final book that I finished last week was Fractured by Dani Rene. I hope I said that right. Place this one in contemporary, give it 4.25 stars, give it 1.5 Steam fans. Read this as an ARC. It's part of the Salvation Society as well. And this one really deals with Jackson, our character JD, who is young when we first meet him, as well as Autumn. We meet them when they were children. They become friends. When JD sees Autumn is sad at school, and they become friends, and then they become more than friends, and JD's father ends up sending him off to SEAL training, and then something ends up happening to Autumn. Then they have to deal with that. I felt that it was just a little too quick. For me, the ending part of it just moved a little too quickly to really flush out all that was going on. It has a really good build-up of their childhood sort of friendship and things like that, but then it started to move really, really fast and got over with before I kind of wanted it to end. And I kind of wanted a little more in the ending, just a little more, but I did really enjoy it. So what am I currently reading? My currently read is absolutely bonkers, you guys. Like, I started the weekend off by needing to read like 12 books because I have a project coming up for February that you guys, I hope, are going to be super excited about. I have my Read Bliss stuff that I need to turn in, and then whatchamacallit. And then I had the Salvation series that I was reading. So, why don't I have that list? I must have left it upstairs. Well, that's just lovely, because I don't even have my phone down here today. So, I'm reading the last 2 books in the Salvation Society, which I'll pop in the graphics for. I believe one is Scorched and the other is Trouble. I need to read those 2 books. And then I will be reading Back in the Texan's Bed by Naima Simone, Taking on the Billionaire by Covington, One Night with Cinderella by Niobia, Bryant, Second Chance on Cypress Lane by Reese Ryan. Trust Falling for You by Charish Reid. And I already did Snaps. So, like I said, those are going to be some good books, I think. And they're all for special things that are coming up. And like I said, I have pre-filmed all of January's videos. So the videos that you guys see for free over on the YouTube channel on Tuesdays and Thursdays, those are pre-filmed with the exception of my new announcement. And I hope you guys enjoy those. I did get a little bit of book mail. I got part of my swag pack that I got, or that I won from Alethea Romig, and part of it was a t-shirt. I have Alethea's alphas, and she has all of her alphas on the back of the shirt, which I love, absolutely love. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it. And they all have like little things to go along with them. So we have Anthony Rollins, Victoria Harding, Harrington, Lennox Dimitri, Jacob Adams, Sterling Sparrow, Patrick Kelly, Reid Murray, Kadar, Dexter Smithers, Oren Dimitri, Malcolm Peppernick? Duncan Willis, Trevor Willis, Victoria Cross, Paul Masters, and Lucas McElroy. Huh! I may have to like refresh myself. I've read all of her books, but a couple of these characters are very, very interesting and aren't ringing a bell. But that's all right. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to go look those up. Looking those up. What? Then I got this little package right here. I can't remember. I don't know if this is another win or not, but I think it might be. It is. So I won a copy of Junkie by J.D. Hollyfeld, and it came in. Super excited about this. She sent me some cute stickers. Love it, love it, love it. And then it's signed, of course. So I really enjoy JD's writing and stuff like that. So thank you again for that. Excited to have that. And then I got another package. I am not exactly sure what this package is at all. Let's see. Huh. It looks like I may have signed up for a campaign called The Wedding Thief by Mary Simmons. Okay, so we have that. Let's see what this blurb says. Oh, yes. So I am a little leery about going into this one because this is supposed to be a love triangle, maybe. And I kind of want to know what it's about because it's a sister that is supposedly in love with the other guy, or with her sister's soon-to-be fiance or something like that. Let me just read the back of it. I guess I'll read the back of it for you. The Harrington sisters have never gotten along. Sarah is an A-type, career-focused event planner, and her younger sister Muriel is the opposite, bohemian, self-employed, and recently engaged. When their mother lures Sarah back to Connecticut under false pretenses, she is perturbed to find Muriel waiting for her, eager to reconcile their relationship. The two sisters haven't spoken since the night Sarah discovered that something was going on between her boyfriend Carter and Muriel. And now Muriel is about to marry Carter, the man she stole from Sarah, the man Sarah loves. Oh yeah, that's going to be juicy and out of control. So I'm kind of looking forward to reading that. Reading this, I should say. And doing some pictures with it, because I can definitely do some tea pictures with that. So that is what's going on. Alrighty, so now I got to figure out how I'm going to close out these things, because there's no need for you to be like, oh, let's like it. Well, yeah, like it still. Let me know down in the comments that you guys are watching these, and, you know, let's have conversations. They're going to be private conversations, except for the people that are paying to watch these Patreon exclusive videos. So I greatly appreciate all of the comments. Know that this is a safe space for you to, you know, discuss things, and we can talk about the videos and what's in the videos and, you know, things like that. Make sure that you're checking the description, because like I said, I will put the timestamps for the stuff down there. It probably won't connect like it usually does or like it did in the past, so you'll probably have to physically go to each one of the timestamps, because it won't be linked that way through YouTube anymore. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you in next week's weekly wrap up, and throughout the week I will be releasing some extra stuff for you guys. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for supporting and joining me on this patron journey, and we will see you next time.